Hello, it is your sleepless guy back with What If Midoriya Ran Again. Actually, this is part 6. I was wrong last time. I checked. I was like, fuck, that was part 5. This is part 6. But anyways, last time we left off, basically Midoriya is destroying all of what the lower class housing is. Midoriya basically spent a bunch of money on insurance and a bunch of money on basically saying these houses are going to be destroyed, and they are, so they're going to get a massive insurance payout, more than these buildings will ever cost in their entire existence, because these buildings are crumbling down to the ground. A bunch of fights went down, so I'm just going to start going off of like the fights that just went out. So that's Midoriya and All Might, who are just going to slug it out. Endeavor and Dabi, Shigaraki and Mirako, and then it was going to be Killer against Eraserhead, but Killer was like, yeah, no, we're not going to fight. So he put a sleep dart into his neck and passed him out. And that's where we left off. Let's start the video as we start right back to All Might, he's throwing a punches. You see Midoriya put both his fists, blocks it. You see the suit itself, you see that it has lines going down to it, starting from the feet all the way going up to its arms, as like right down to like where like above the knee. You see there's a red line growing up on both sides as he takes a couple of steps back and he's like, oh, I've wanted to do this for so long. As his devil horns also has those lines going up it as well. Feel the strikes of your power. As All Might's like, please. As you can see rubble all beside them, as you see like the shark tooth grin. Please. I guess you don't know me that well, do you? As he takes a step, as both All Might and him takes a step, as both of them throw a punch that destroys a couple more cities, a couple more buildings just get ripped off as the wind as punches after punches. As we switch off to Dabi, as Dabi is in like a middle of an alley as Endeavor. There's no going anywhere now. Villain, surrender. Or, as he puts his hands with this massive flame, let me burn your skin off. As Dabi smiles, as you burn my skin off. As you see the metal hands, who are now, well, metal hands-ish, who are now like expressing his heat. Let me show you what true flames can do. As he stretches out his palm, as it blasts, as the alleyway that he is, the two buildings that were beside him basically go to dust as this fire rages. As Endeavor's like, as he brings up his arms, as both of the flames bring onto each other, as it collapses, as you see both the fires rage on as a brightness, as it switches over to Shigaraki. Shigaraki dodges a foot coming out his face as it cracks into a building, as he moves like a well-trained boxer, looking at it. A little slow, aren't you, Mirako? As he taps his finger on a building, as you see an entire building just gets dusted into ash, as 3 buildings basically do that. Let's just make a little bit more room for both of us. Like you said, let's have some fun. As he touches the ground itself, as it crumbles, as Mirako's footing misses up, as she has to jump again into the air to launch herself, as both of her feet are coming at him, as he dodges out of the way. Mirako is super surprised for how fast he actually is, for how kind of skinny he is. As you see some helicopters as they flying into the fight, as you see newscasters, please, everyone, stay calm. Seems like the heroes are handling it as best they possibly can, as both All Might and Deku right now are just throwing hands, collecting with their punches sometimes, as both of them are taking blows, more Midoriya than All Might, but it seems like Midoriya doesn't even care. He's smiling, almost laughing as every blow hits him. You see that red glow keep on growing more and more as the newscasters, as it bounces to everyone, as you see heroes getting ready. We need to go. But some of them are, as they're running, they're even talking. If All Might can't handle, what do we have? As All Might finally says it, Texas Smash! As Midoriya smiles as he says, Hellish Rampage! As they both throw a punch that makes a fucking tornado that rips buildings as Dobby looks at it. As he lights it on fire, as the fire tornado rips buildings across, as you see Midoriya, he's now, those red lines are now all the way up to the horns of the suit, as All Might is pushed back into a building, crumbling it. As you see, it's like the final couple more buildings are left, but everything else is put into rubble. As All Might's like, 32 more minutes left. Under his breath, he's breathing heavy as you see Midoriya come out of the shadows, out of the dust. As a newscaster zooms in, as you see some of the suit is cracking a little bit under the pressure. Good. Next one should have been better, so should have only lasted this long anyways. Are you ready? As All Might, please, stand down. That wasn't the question. As before All Might can even stand, as his eyes go up, as Midoriya's head goes down and says, are you ready for the fireworks? The end. As all of that red energy, it looks like all the kinetic energy from that he took from all the punches and both of them colliding is absorbed as it starts to halo to where the horns in the middle of the horns, all of the kinetic energy goes into, as it makes it into a laser itself, as All Might takes a step and blasts himself above, all the way up to the clouds, as Midoriya blasts his laser as it rips apart the city itself, destroying the rest of the buildings. As Shigaraki and Dabi looks, that's the signal. As they both disappear almost like a flash, as Mirako takes a step and moves, as you see all the soldiers who are now blasting basically sleep darts at the police, as all the rest of the buildings are vanished off the margin. As All Might look down, as the ocean itself, you see some of it evaporate, and then after a while flow back into itself when the laser finally stops. As he looks up, as Dabi and Shigaraki pop back up next to him, as Killer is off in the shadows basically still. He keeps himself hidden. That's not his job. As you see Midoriya look up to the news and almost a gesture to pay attention to him. As you can see, this city is gone. The destruction that your heroes caused was vast. But they couldn't even help defeat us. Live in fear. Live in anguish. Because not even your strongest can survive us. And your villains out here, join us. Become one of us, the powerful. As you see Midoriya click a button, as you see a massive explosion happens, like in the middle of it, that clouds as the planes shake, as All Might has to take even a step back, as the explosion rocks, as Killer smiles and disappears as well off of the rubble and everything like that. As the heroes look at where they were standing, and they're gone. Disappear. What the fuck was that? As you see Hawks land down, looking at the rubble that is now the city. As you see Principal Nezu drive up in his car, get out. Just the beginning. As we pop up to like a week later, as you see machines are clearing out all the rubble and everything like that, building new cities, building up the new, basically what they're going to call, I'm going to call downtown. As heroes are helping out as best as they possibly can, obviously. As all of them with the logo of an eye on it, all of these machinery with a logo with the eye on it, are cleaning up the city as itself, as they but none of them notice, not even Principal Nezu, that off of all of this destruction, the docks don't get touched. And many people, no civilians have ever did die. Some cops, about 200 cops died. Seemed like all targeted deaths because they all got their heads chopped off. A bunch of villains died as well. More than ever thought possible. Like almost 1,000 villains died that were down there. Mostly mid-tier villains that just robbed banks and robbed people's houses and stuff like that. But a lot of them died as well from Midoriya's rampage. But no civilians. Not one civilian died. In that entire rampage, not one civilian perished. There was not even a civilian in the rubble. As it took months on months for that city to get rebuilt. As you see Dabi sleeping in a bed, as Midoriya finally opens up the door. Okay, Dabi, it is time to go to the masses. As Dabi wakes up, he has no shirt on right now. There's still some scars, but they're mostly all healed. What the fuck do you mean? What time is it? It is 5 o'clock in the fucking morning. Why the fuck are you up? I don't sleep. And you should know that. But what is time to ever then to plan is early in the morning when no one's up. Fuck off. Why are you still here? As he's like, come on. As he grabs Dabi and just picks that motherfucker up and starts running. Let me go. What the fuck? As all the civilians who are now having a job now, they're getting paid. Because you got to think, these people are hard people. They're not going to just take Midoriya's money. They take his help with the medical stuff and everything, but they don't just take his money. They will never take his money. They even pay for the surgeries, even though Midoriya doesn't want them to pay. But they don't care. because they don't want, because it's weakness to get paid for their money. It's a weakness to say that, hey, yeah, I need your help. It's weak because but if I do in a job like construction, and the women, now we're starting to build something, build things, as they're building up these buildings again that are now going to be, number one, nicer, with less roaches and everything like that, and also regulated by Midoriya and not mob bosses or shitty people. Because who is building these buildings? Midoriya's construction company. As Midoriya walks out to all the construction workers, and they and also just, you see they're incredibly buff, like really not like muscular, but like fully, like it seems like they're a lot bigger than they should be, some of these construction workers. As Midoriya looks out to all of them and says, and smiles, as some of them are like, oh, hey, how you doing? He's like, you're doing a great job. Here's some water. He's giving out water that they're cold and good and clean. And he's like, everyone, you did such a good job. You're doing such an amazing job that everyone is getting a bonus. More money to help each other out. And if you work even faster, as they point out to some of them, please spread it around, that you will even get a 4-time bonus. 4 times when you normally were going to get. As he looks around to all the men and women and children who are helping, cleaning up the streets, everything. I'll see you all tomorrow. As he walks, he's walking, not driving, he's walking, as all of them start working even harder, working even faster. As we're going to go back to My Hero Academia, where the school hasn't even started yet. There's 1 more month left before it starts. They're looking at everything, and they're looking at all the things that are happening downtown, and they're like, and Principal Nezu is working with Aizawa and working with Hawks. But Aizawa and Principal Nezu know something that Hawks doesn't. He won. He won the war. Because to win a battle is nothing. He won the battle, too. They won the battle. They ran away. But in the people's eyes, they lost. Because they didn't take him. They got away. We need to find out who this person is. As they start looking into Midoriya, they face the engine. They look into him. They don't know his name. They don't know who he is. But they look into him. They try to find who he is. Because if they find his past, maybe they can find someone in his past that knows him. If they find someone in his past, maybe they can get some information. Because everyone has a backstory. No one knows everyone has a backstory, but everyone has a backstory. As a young Katsuki Bakugo is looking at his screen, it's 4 o'clock in the morning as he's watching the video of All Might fighting this villain. His hands are popping. As he has a picture of him and Midoriya right next to his desk, as he looks over at him and he grabs it. For you, Midoriya. I'll defeat him myself. As he stands up, as a bunch of younger children who wanted to become heroes, who might not even thought they had the ability, now want to become a hero. As we zoom back into Midoriya, as the suit, the suit that he was wearing against All Might, you see it's very badly damaged. Some of the wrist gauntlets are completely fucking shattered at this point. The chest element that he got punched a couple times are almost ripped apart. Internals are basically fucked. And he walks back down to Machine Head. And Machine Head looks at him and is like, why the fuck did you have to use that one? Like, we have... Like, why? It's like, what do you mean? That is the first one I ever built for you. Like, you could have died. You could have got injured. And as you can look around, as you look in the lab itself, you see almost like 50 more in like a row, like stacked, like back to back to back to back to back, long ways, not stacked up, stacked hours of the same suit with 7 more suits that looked a little differently, like they have different purposes for each one of them. As it's a good test. See how strong All Might is actually. To be able to damage this much though, I was almost gonna die. I was like, I know, I was looking at your vitals. Holy fuck. The suit was at like 10% durability. That motherfucker can hit. Who could guess with the number 1 hero though, that he's almost dead. Almost at his peak. As he like touches the face of the head and he grabs it. Okay, you know what to do. Yeah, upgrade it. Make it back to 50 instead of 49. All suits need to be up at 49. I know. No. Actually, I want you to make something new. New? I still want you to bring up Pride back up to 50. All the suits should have at least 50 suits, just in case. But I want you to replace this suit and build something new out of it. What is this one going to be called? Lucifer. As you see Machine Head smile. The strongest. You want to make that the strongest suit, don't you? Your first. Ever worn in public, too. How long do I have? Probably 8 months. Maybe less. It's finally time to take out dear old Dad. As Machine Head smiles. You're a cruel, unusual bastard. You know this, right? I know. What do you want? Flaming sword. Be able to fly. Make it the fastest, if you can. I want to be able to go Mach 5, at least. Flight and Mach 2, at least, while running. 5 times the speed of sound. As he spins in his chair, it's time to get working. Get Twice to help you a little bit as well. At least with the design elements. He did really good with the other ones. I know, I know. As this is where we're going to end off the video now. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys all later. Goodbye.